I come from a family of doctors, so half-baked doctor here. I'm also a mother. For the longest time, the word meningitis terrifies me to the core. Imagine being 2 years old, struck down with fever. That fever gets diagnosed as meningitis, progresses to septicemia, and you come out of that ordeal without any limbs. Now think what that life could look like. Scary, limited, full of hardships. Welcome to No Ordinary Life. This is a podcast about real people and their very real stories. I could not be more excited or prouder to present today's guest. It's a wonderful young lady called Hannah. Hannah is the girl who went through that ordeal that I just described. In talking to her, I have realized what her life actually looks like. Scary? No, it's full of hope. Limited? No, it's full of possibilities. Full of hardships? Well, there are some hardships, but her life is dotted with achievements that by the end of this podcast, you will be as proud of as I am. This is no ordinary story. This is no ordinary life. I cannot wait for you to hear more about Hannah. So let's dive right in. So welcome to the podcast, Hannah. And also welcome to the podcast, Rebecca.
Hi.
Rebecca is Hannah's mum. Mm-hmm. And I have to start with how I met Rebecca and Hannah. It was in the Kingston market, and I saw Hannah walking past. The first thing I saw was that she was wearing a lavender skirt and a lavender top, and she was radiating beauty and confidence and strength. And then I saw that she was missing some things. And I walked up to Hannah in the middle of the market and said that, "Hi, I'm Ruchita. I have a podcast. It's called No Ordinary Life, and clearly your life is not ordinary. And would you be happy to come on the podcast?" Whilst there, I also had the very good fortune of saying hello to Rebecca, Hannah's mom. And I have to say, Rebecca, in those few minutes that I was around you, I could just feel the strength coming from you. I could feel it as a woman. I could feel it more so as a mother. So it was, whilst obviously Hannah is the star of this story, like I said to Hannah, Rebecca is the sky that holds that star. So even though Rebecca is a very private person, as I've been told, and she was quite unwilling to come on the podcast, at the very last minute, literally just now, Rebecca has decided to join us on the sofa. So Rebecca, thank you so much for changing your mind and joining us on the podcast today. And I'm going to start with you. Mm-hmm. So take us back to those dark days.
Oh, wow.
So you have a 2-year-old daughter.
Yes.
Is she your firstborn?
Second.
So you're an experienced mom, and then there's a fever. And I already have goosebumps, Rebecca.
Very high temperature.
What happened here?
I was working, obviously, and picked her up from work from the childminder, and she had a very high temperature. And, of course, what we did, Calpol,
yes,
the first thing, plenty of liquid. But each and every one I gave, Calpol I gave her,
the fever kept going up.
It just kept coming back out. Anyway, decided to take her to the A&E. Took her to the A&E, and I felt safe because I couldn't get the temperature down. Anyway, cut a long story short, they kept us in. The following morning, by 7 o'clock, just after, and I collapsed.
Wow.
And all our organs was shutting down. I didn't know what was going on. I was like in space, sort of. Thankfully, we were at the right place at the right time. Had I been at home, I would not be sitting here.
Yes.
Because we were at the hospital, obviously they've got all the equipments and all the machines to keep her alive.
Yeah.
You know. Bottom line of that, she ended up, they diagnosed meningitis, meningococcal septicemia, which is blood poisoning. And then from then on, it was a battle to keep her alive. Basically, it's the machine that was keeping her alive,
Yeah.
basically. Even with the machine, they have never found, or they've never had a child with a history of meningitis B, septicemia. It was the worst meningitis, and she had it full blown. No child has survived that.
Really?
And by that time, we were in.
So were you in that time? Were you being given statistics that this is getting really bad?
Yes.
Are the doctors telling you that?
Yes.
So you're
They
losing
have
hope.
to illegally.
Okay.
They had to do it.
So are you mentally preparing yourself for the
No,
worst?
I wasn't.
No.
Absolutely was not. You don't prepare. You never think anything like that is going to happen to you. Of course, when she first fainted, I phoned up the family who all rushed over. We were all there. She was in the. Nobody was allowed around her because there was all doctors.
Was she in the
and
ICU
machines.
then?
Yes.
Okay.
Straight away from the minute she collapsed.
She was in the ICU.
Yeah, they had to rush her in and get her all the machines and everything else, and they were doing. And they kept popping out every so often whenever to say, look, it's not looking good, she's not responding. And
Wow.
I was kind of, you never think it's going to happen to you, do you? Not in a billion years did I think my daughter would have meningitis. I just thought, normal life, everything will be fine. But sadly, life doesn't go like that. Sometimes things happen that you don't expect. They kept coming out to say, okay, we don't think she's going to make it. She's not responding to the medication we're giving, and, she won't make it.
Remember, you told me that they said I had 5% chance of
survival, yeah. And I thought to myself, I'm not quite sure how I felt that time. I don't think I was me. I was just a robot, numb, shocked. I was in a state of shock. Anyway.
Sorry to disrupt. Didn't you say that was the first time that you truly understood God?
Oh, absolutely.
Because
I remembered, because as a child, my parents always took me to school, to church, and so on and so forth. But at that time, at some stage, I went outside the hospital, and I just looked up and I said, God, please save my child. You gave her to me to take care of. And they're telling me, all the doctors are telling me now that she's not going to make it. I said, God, please, I've grown to love her. Don't take her away from me. That was the first time I actually had a connection, personal connection.
So you felt like you were talking to God?
Yeah. I was talking to God. Well, yeah.
Yeah, you felt
I just
like a
felt
connection.
that, please, just help her, help me, take care of it. I felt relieved once I've done that. I felt a bit less relieved. And I went...
Like somebody's heard you?
Yeah. I went back and they kept telling me all the negativities, and my family was there. I would just keep praying. And anyway, thankfully she's here. And it doesn't go as fast as that, because when we realized that she started to come back, because machines was keeping her alive. She wasn't breathing for herself. Everything was on machines over and keeping her alive.
Everything is shut down in her body.
Yeah. And when she did start responding, we got to the stage where a day or two after that, we were told that they had to amputate the legs, because obviously the legs by that time has gone
without blood,
without
oxygen
that's
for
right.
a long time. So they had to.
That's right. So it was just the bones left. There was no oxygen, didn't go through. So at first I used to faint. I said, God, what's life going to be like if they take my daughter's legs? I said, no, I refused. And they explained quite nicely to me and my husband that their duty is to save life. And if I do say no, they will go to the courts and get to save her life. And because not being medical myself, I thought, no, I don't want my daughter's legs off. But what I didn't understand was it was already dead anyway. There was just the bones left. It was all gangrene and everything else. The flesh was gone.
And to save Hannah's life, they had to
right.
be
They
removed.
had to take it off. So eventually I used to just faint, constantly fainting because the pain was totally unbearable. I have never felt a pain like that in my whole life. As a mother, we all as mothers know that when circumstances like that, those pain you feel is something that you will never ever feel again. Nothing else can pain you more than that. So I used to faint, and then my husband said to me, I've fainted so many times. My husband said, I wasn't giving him a chance to faint. He said, hold on, my dear. In between the fainting, you're not giving me a chance to faint. I'm in pain as well, you know. And I thought that actually woke me up. And I thought, this is true. Let me get up and stop fainting. And, you know. So that's where the journey started of thinking.
And then Rebecca, so they said the legs are going to come off.
Yes.
And you then said yes to that. And you had to.
Reluctantly, yes.
And then they came back with news about the hands.
They didn't give us, they were very clever. They didn't give it to us all in one go. Because that would have been too much of a shock.
God.
They must have known, but they thought, gradual process. So we did the legs first, and after a week, or something like that, then they came back with the hands. Then I started my fainting all over again.
I know we are laughing about it, but I've got tears in my eyes. Rebecca's got tears in her eyes. So tell me, Rebecca, how does it feel? You go to the A&E with Calpol in hand because you think it's a fever and you need some Nurofen probably. And you're coming out of the hospital after a few days with a child without any limbs. How do you wrap your head around it? How do you prepare yourself for what is coming? And you know that it is coming now.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, wow. My first thought was, what is life going to be like?
Yes.
For my daughter.
For you.
And for me.
And the family.
And the family.
Yeah.
I mean, not us so much, but my daughter, she's got her whole life ahead of her.
She's 2.
She was 2 years old. And I think, what does life hold? What is life going to hold? There was so much thoughts and confusion in my brains. And you were dealing with the pain. It's like a loss. So we all of us had therapy. Every single one of us. Hannah, the whole family did. Her brother, me, the dad, we all had therapy because you need it.
Yes, because you are saying goodbye or farewell to a particular kind of life.
Absolutely.
And accepting a new normal.
Absolutely.
What was your biggest source of strength, Rebecca? What? I mean, there is no option other than to be strong. I get it as a mother. But what did you derive your strength from?
My daughter.
Oh.
Because I looked and I thought, with all the confusion and the thoughts that's going through her mind, how is she going to cope? How do I feel? How does everybody else feel? But she's an individual. And I looked at her and well, how is she going to do when she's 10, 20, 30, 40? And I thought, you know what? I'm not going to sit down here. I'm crying. I'm going to cry.
That's
but
okay.
I'm going to make sure that we get this. Oh my gosh, I don't even know how to say this. I'm going to make sure that life is as normal, not just even normal, as above normal. She's not going to miss out on absolutely nothing. I stood up. I said, right, this is my time to just get up and stop fainting and just make sure that she achieve whatever she wants to achieve, as well as don't do without anything. Don't stop going anywhere. And hence, she's literally been all over the world. She's done this so much. And
we're just going to come to that because this is the most extraordinary story. And Rebecca, when I'm hearing you speak, what I'm listening to is a woman might be afraid, but a mother has to be brave.
Exactly.
Yeah, I hear you.
Exactly. We have us, mothers, I'm sure, and fathers, but as mothers, we have an extra strength within us, braveness within us. It's like, I'm sure if any mothers see their child getting into danger, the things that they can achieve, you wouldn't even think that normally they can.
You're capable of.
Absolutely.
But you'll do it.
Absolutely.
For your child.
We do it. We have to. We all women, we are very brave. And men, of course, but women, we are exceptionally brave.
So, Hannah, coming to you now.
Yes.
Tell me, what are your earliest memories? What school was like, primary school was like? How did it pan out for you?
Well, funny enough, I didn't actually know that I didn't have arms and legs till I was in like maybe high school, when we begin to get more aware of our bodies.
And see, I find this incredible. And again, a testament to you, Rebecca, that you managed to create a life for Hannah where, despite having a disability which is so obvious, she lived through 11 years of her life without even thinking about it.
I didn't know. I think other people made it more apparent, and I would think they're crazy. What are they talking about? It's so crazy. Like, when I look back, I realize the innocence of children. But
Absolutely.
And I think that is also a testament to you, because you made everything so normal. Like, even I would try and get away with everything I possibly could as a child, but you never let me.
And Hannah, you told me that you were quite a naughty child.
Yes, very.
And you were punished by your mom. So Rebecca did not give you any leeways that, let me just let her get away with it.
No. Because you need to create as a normal. You can't wrap around a cotton wool, because if you do wrap around a cotton wool, she won't be able to survive the
real
reality
world.
of life.
Yes, exactly.
And
I think that's the best thing that you did, because like now, like I'm just a normal person. You know? Of course, I still have to take extra steps with certain things, but I live a normal life. I don't see myself as, I am disabled or differently abled. I can't do this. I can't do that. I don't see myself as separate, I think that's the best way to live a normal life.
So you went through primary school pretty much feeling normal, not any different from anybody. And I'm guessing you were lucky enough to be around friends who grew up with you.
Definitely.
Saw you as part of the class, and it was normal to have Hannah around, and they were...
Definitely.
So, and then what happened in secondary school? How was that? That I hear was a little bit different.
Oh, very different. Secondary school, so I went to a mainstream school in Surrey, and it was the first time I think I felt more aware of my body. I think the first thing that hit me was like things like acne, weight, because I'm not a skinny person.
Which is fine.
So, which is perfectly fine, genetics. Yeah. But I also feel like it was more so the first time that I began to see, like, hold on, there is a difference between me and my friends. And as well, you go from primary school in year 6, obviously being kings of the school, and then you become a small fish in a big pool in secondary school. And you're like, wait, what's going on?
Big life transition.
So it was a really like big transformation. A lot of people knew each other. I didn't know anyone. So it was like trying to get to like find new friends. Eventually it was fine. I think I broke through. I think we had a freshers week or like a taster week where we all did trampolining, and everyone knew around the school that I was doing the trampolining, and they couldn't believe that this girl with no arms and legs was trampolining and doing all this different sports.
So what do you mean by trampolining? Jumping on the trampoline?
Yeah, pretty much. So we had like an activity. So I think that's what really broke through to people, to show that, she's not like someone who cannot do. She's someone who is limitless.
Will do.
Yes, who will do, exactly.
And what do you look for inside you to become this person? How do you find the courage to be you?
I didn't have to look for it. I am the courage.
You are the courage. I love it, Hannah.
I don't know how to explain, but a lot of people do ask me that, and I just say this is how I am naturally. I realized over the years, as I like grew and became more mature, that I am the person that I wanted to be, even like when I was younger now. But all those experiences actually helped me to be the person I am today. And that's why I say like nothing is done by accident. There's a plan. God has a plan. So I just feel like I naturally am confident. I naturally am this way. But it's up to me to not let the world knock me out of my place. It's not that I have to dig deep inside and
It's
find
all
it.
there.
It's there already.
Good.
You know, and that's down to my upbringing as well. The confidence, you know. I mean, I remember trying to be bullied in primary school, and I was very, very rude in primary school. Sometimes, because my mum said, don't let anybody talk to you anyhow. Say back to them. But I think it backfired a little bit. I'm not
But
gonna
that's
lie.
okay.
And
That's okay.
and sometimes it
Yeah.
did backfire, because I often got in trouble a lot for talking. But I think it also shows that I'm not going to let anyone talk to me anyhow. I'm going to stand up for myself. I'm a human being. They're a human being. You know, we all respect each other. And even up until even at university, I was the same way. You know, I believe that I should be respected as well as everybody in society. So there's no difference. The only difference is just the limbs.
How did you, for example, give your exams? What was the logistics? How did you make all of that work?
So I had a scribe, but I write my own exams.
How do you do that?
So I don't know how to explain. So my amputations are from the elbow.
So you use
my arms
to hold a pen?
Hannah writes perfectly.
Yeah.
Really?
Like me. I think perhaps sometimes it's what we get used to, what we grow up with.
Yes, exactly.
So because she grew up without limbs,
Without fingers?
Yes.
She writes
Just like you and me.
and me.
Yeah.
And you have a
definitely.
neat handwriting.
Yes.
You
When I
do?
want to. When I want to, definitely. And I think actually, when I was in primary school, I was allowed a scribe, but decided not to because I was so used to writing.
On your own?
Yeah.
You like, I don't need a scribe.
Yeah. So in high school, secondary school, sorry, I was allowed a scribe again, and I would use them sometimes. But again, I was so used to writing myself.
That it would almost be annoying to, you'd be like, just let me get on with it.
Yeah. And then obviously I was entitled to extra time, which I didn't like because I couldn't go
didn't
out
like
to
it.
be with my friends. But I had to use it, obviously. In those times, I realized that it's actually better to have the extra time than not, because obviously it will help with the grades. So
Yeah.
definitely.
And how, were you a good student? Were you?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Mum will
I like
tell
to
us.
think
Was
so.
she a
I
good student?
Yes.
Hated homework. Hated it completely.
When she was in primary school, homework time was not easy.
Not easy.
I was bribed very easily by sweets. So, very easily.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
And
I know.
Rebecca, were you academically lenient with her? You thought that she's dealing with so many other things, let me not pressure her? Or were you like, no, this is important, do it?
No, because from my background, education is key. And once you have, because I know, well, I don't know, but once you've got a disability, it's paramount that you should be well educated.
Yes, definitely.
Because
That's even more important.
even more important. As I was saying to Hannah just coming here, my plan wasn't just for Hannah to get a degree. My plan was for Hannah to be in some kind of education till she's 94. But she stopped at the degree level. So I said, okay,
One day.
I'll let it go
I'll do a
now.
master's one day.
She'll get back to it.
Yeah. That's it. But,
And we have a lot of doctors in the family as well.
Yeah.
So we're very
a lot of professionals. Majority of the
like
people in my
education.
family are professionals with
What
their
do
own
you
career.
do, Rebecca?
I was an accountant prior to, I stopped when Hannah had meningitis, and then I've gone into my own business.
So instead of thinking, oh my God, Hannah can't do this, you actually created a mindset where you said, not only will Hannah do what normal children do, she will actually do it better.
You see, we have to, like I explained to Hannah, you can do it, but perhaps doing it in a different way to somebody's with hands.
Exactly.
Because she can't do exactly what somebody with hands can do. But we find our own way to do that. It's about creating your own way, or finding your own way that's comfortable, that works.
And I'm going off the script in my head, but Rebecca, do you sometimes feel that you were chosen to be in this journey because you had the wisdom or the strength to actually... No, you would... I much rather not chosen.
When it happens to you, you've got no choice.
But to be brave.
You got no choice. Because you have to make sure that you can't just... I remember when she was very, very young, I sat down and I thought, well, okay, to take her down to the shopping centre is it's so much hassle. You have to pack this, do that. It's a long process then to, like, you taking your child to
Just
shops
hold his
with
hand
you.
and let's walk.
Yeah.
No.
Mine was a longer journey.
Yes.
And I thought, at first I was thinking, oh, it's a long journey. I wouldn't. It's too much hassle to do this, do that. And I said, no. If I do that, we're gonna be more inclined to being indoors,
And more so.
and more with John. So I said, no. Let me start doing the normal that everybody would have done. Let me take 1 hour, 2 hours to get ready to go to the shops. And now you can't keep her at home anymore. She's never indoors, I'm afraid.
Nope.
So, Hannah, coming back to your story then. So, you've gone to secondary school now.
Yes.
And you said one thing to me when we were talking about this podcast that really, that had almost a physical reaction in me. And you said that you felt discriminated against for not as much for not having limbs, but for something else.
Yes, definitely.
Would you like to talk about that?
Sure. So, as we all know, racism exists. It shouldn't, and it's not a pleasant thing to go through. Prejudice and racism. It's just something that is not ideal, for anybody.
And in 2025.
Yeah, even till today, and I'm sure it will exist in the future. So yeah, going through that in secondary school, I didn't enjoy that side of things when it comes to school. I think I definitely saw differences between how my friends were treated and how I was treated. There weren't a lot of people who looked like me in my school. So I definitely saw the differences. And I definitely saw who got in trouble more. I definitely saw who had sort of like a microscope put on them. I was definitely one of those people. And a few other people who look like me, I saw a lot of these differences. But I feel like going through these things, it does help you to look out, or help you to find what to look out for in the future when you become an adult. But then again, children should never go through something like that. 13, 14, 15, you're still a child, you're still a baby, So, yeah, I definitely would not want to go through that stage of my life again.
And Hannah, tell me, so during this time, are you making friends?
Yes. Yeah, friends was not an issue. Friends was no problem. I think as well, obviously, like, kids aren't always kind or not always cruel either. But I feel like everyone was put in this one school in a community. You see them every day. You go to school class with them. You go to lunch with them. So everyone's put in this environment to socialize. So socializing wasn't really an issue.
And you seem very outgoing. So I would imagine that you'd make friends very quickly and you would hold on to friends and you have a nice circle of friends.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, of course, in school, we all have, like, enemies.
Yes,
or you always have, like, that group you don't like. Like, there was always that. Like, socializing wasn't
life.
bad, It was all very normal.
And that's all very alive. That's how it should be.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's cliques and or is it an American thing? I don't know. I do remember one instance where I think I was by the canteen, actually. I think I told you about this. I was by the canteen and my friend overheard someone say to me, but I wasn't looking at them, I was looking at my friend in a corner, and they said, "Get some legs." So I shouted, "Get a life," and then they walked away. And this is a guy who's like maybe like 5 foot. It's a tall guy, young. I think it was 2 years above me. I think like
so
year
he
11s.
said get legs, and you
Get
said
some
you
legs.
get a life.
Yeah,
I
Is
love
like,
that.
you're not gonna.
It's called ignorance.
Yeah, and you're not gonna come and talk to me crazy like that as well. So it's like, no, I'm not gonna sit there and say, "Oh my gosh,
done,
no, he
Hannah.
said that."
Good reply.
My mother raised me better than that, to just sit there and be a
Doormat.
Yeah, I'm not a doormat. So
I
yeah,
love that.
I would never let anyone come and talk to me crazy like that. I think that's where like my upbringing really came into effect. To stand up for myself, because there was that level of normalization in my life. So it was not like, I'm really glad that you like took me out to experience things and to socialize and to be around people, because that helped me to understand that I am just like them. There's no lower, there's no higher. It's just that we're all the same. So why shouldn't you treat me normally?
With respect.
Yeah, with respect,
That's
of
right.
course.
Yeah. That was secondary school for you, which was with some ups and downs. And then I think you took some time off to travel, and that's when your travel really started?
Oh, that's after sixth form.
Okay.
So after sixth
So
form,
tell me a
I
little
took
bit
some-
about your traveling. How did you manage the logistics, and how was the whole experience, and what did it give you?
So I've been traveling since I was a baby almost, So we spent a lot of time in the US, Disneyland, as you can imagine, kids. I love Disneyland anyway as a child. Traveling has definitely been a journey. Every time we travel, we find new ways to make it easier. So like using packing cubes or using empty travel bottles, trying not to carry heavy things through the airport, things like that, especially if it's just me and you traveling.
We used to use wheelchair before.
Yeah, so I used to use a wheelchair before in the airport, and also they will take us through a bit quicker, and it will be a bit less walking.
It's
for
pre-planning,
me.
a lot of things
definitely.
now. I'm quite sure everybody plans their things, but I always try to pre-plan to make things easier or let things run smoothly. Even coming here this morning, you have to put one or two things in place.
Yes, definitely.
So tell me this thing. There is comfort in familiarity, especially when there is a disability, right? So you would think that if I just stay within my circle, everybody knows me, there are no stares, no questions, I'm comfortable, right?
Yeah.
But when you step out, which clearly you all did a lot and forced yourself to, you are putting yourself up for scrutiny, fresh scrutiny every time you're going somewhere new. Was that, did that impact you, the stares or the questioning faces, or were you used to it and you thrived on it? Like, how did you respond to that?
I think when I was younger, again, with less emotional intelligence, I would get annoyed, but I would never let it get in the way of me experiencing something. So if we're in the Bahamas and we need to go on a tour, I would never say, I'm not going because there'll be other people on the tour staring at me. I will still go, knowing that people will stare. And to be honest, as I grew, I realized that if I was another person, I would stare at me too, sometimes people haven't seen a disabled person before or an amputee before. So it's just genuine curiosity. I mean, yeah, you get a few rude people here and there, but it's not a terrible experience. And I think as I grew and my journey with Christ grew, I realized that somebody seeing me might give them hope. It might plant that seed that brings them closer to Christ. And I don't know which other better way to live than to have that, to just be kind of like a walking testimony as to what God has done. I think that's an amazing thing. And that has always been my mission since about maybe 2019, 2020. That's when I realized that I'm actually helping a lot of people and bringing them closer to God, which is an amazing mission, definitely.
So, which nicely brings us to faith. And I know both of you sitting in front of me have deep faith in the powers that help us. What is your relationship with God?
Oh, that's a big question.
That's a big question.
What is my
Rebecca, I'm coming to you
God?
also because I want you to answer that as well.
God for me is God. Jesus, he lives within me, of course, but he's also omniscient, omnipresent. And he's the one who saved my life,
Do you ever feel angry? Why me? Or do you feel gratitude?
I've never felt angry because...
Thankful.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because, like I said, everything happens for a reason. And you cannot say, oh, God, why me? Because why not me? God made things happen. Yeah, exactly. It can happen to anyone. Yeah. God made me this way for a reason.
And what do you think that reason is?
I think it's to bring people closer to his kingdom. I think it's to wake people up, to see that, okay, don't be looking down, look up at the possibilities, and not just about disabled people.
There's always hope.
Yes, exactly.
There's always hope. You just says, I just say, well, thank God she's alive. Thank God she's here. I'm grateful that, Father forgot, she didn't, what was predicted.
The 95% didn't happen.
That she would be with me. So I think, but she's here.
And that's
so thank you, Jesus. Thank God for that.
Exactly.
I've got her with me because she's getting on with life. I can't begin to think of the feeling of losing a child. As a mother, the feeling is, I'm sure it's unbearable. And she's here.
Yeah, and thriving.
So I'm grateful.
That's a very powerful thing, Rebecca.
It's true. I'm grateful.
And something that gives everybody strength because gratitude is so powerful.
Oh, yes, definitely.
And then, Rebecca, more wonderful things were awaiting for you. You then somehow have your own company. You are a social media influencer. So tell me a little bit about how that journey started. And you started a company very early on. So tell us a little bit about your corporate success.
Oh, okay. Where do I start? So it kind of began by accident. After sixth form, I went on a gap year and traveled around the world, started documenting my travels as an amputee and as a Black person as well. And just, pretty much showing people my day-to-day life and traveling, how it was traveling. And
it took off.
Yeah, pretty much. It was. I remember I was telling Mum. She said, "Don't put me on there. I don't want to be on Instagram." It was the early days of Instagram, so Instagram was my main platform. And I remember just having fun, showing people like how I do things.
And did you have some trolls writing mean stuff? And
I deleted and blocked a lot of people. If you see my block list,
that's a long one.
I don't tolerate rubbish at all.
Good, but, I like that.
But yeah, it was really fun, like traveling and like documenting. And I didn't know if I knew then that I would make a career out of it. I probably would have maybe I would have done a master's or something as well in marketing or something like that to get to know more.
With it. Yeah,
but
see, I told you so.
Mom will make you get that master's degree.
No, one day, maybe next year. You'll see where I am next year.
Oh, yes, please.
Let's see where I am next year, Mum. But definitely, I really, really enjoyed that gap year. It was like a year and a half.
So were you by then at this age now started to making money as well?
Yes. So that's something that my brother was really helpful with because he already had his own business for years. So he was like, Hannah, you should monetize. Don't let people don't do posts for free. And I was doing it for free and working with travel boards and doing a lot of tourism videos and travel vlogs and stuff like that. So we did a lot in Jamaica and Portugal. So yeah, and I thought, oh, well, that's true actually. Why am I doing it for free? So that's when I started to monetize. And
how old were you when you started monetizing your business?
Oh, when did I do a gap year? 18, so about 19.
So at 19, you've got a business, you're traveling the world, you're making money. How proud are you, Rebecca, at this point of time? Very. I can see it on your face.
I'm very proud of her. Very proud. But perhaps this is where my problem is, like Hannah always tell me, which is you're a very, very beautiful young lady. You're an intelligent young lady. Okay. But with me, which is wrong, I know, she can do more better.
No, that my mum is always pushing me.
Yeah,
like,
I'm always
higher.
pushing. I think I'm always pushing.
In a way, it's a positive thing.
Well,
that's
pushing.
what's helped me reach where I am now, though, and also reach higher. So.
And I hear you, Rebecca, because I'm a lot like you as well. And what I see, what you're doing is you're dreaming a dream for her, which is bigger than the dream that she's dreamt. And when you do that, and when you show Hannah that dream, she begins to dream that.
That's right.
And that's how it becomes bigger and bigger.
That's right.
And you achieve more and you feel more confident and life becomes bigger for you.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
She's very happy. She's got no issues in life. Okay, there's no limbs, but she's still enjoying her life to the full.
Yeah. I love how I've done a couple of episodes of this podcast and I bring people who've got extraordinary stories to tell. And this is the common thread in all of them. When they see challenges, it's not a roadblock.
That's right.
It's let's find a way around it and we will get there.
That's right.
And we will do it.
That's it.
That's it. Exactly.
So, and I see that so obviously in the two of you. So, Hannah, what is next for you? What are you doing right now? What are your main projects right now? And what's coming after that for you?
So obviously I'm still running my business, but I help a lot of other influencers to reach their target audience, and I help with a lot of marketing, social media marketing with businesses.
And we will put a plug for you. So anybody watching the podcast who would like Hannah's help with their business can reach out to Hannah, and we'll put all the details for how they can reach out to Hannah.
I think, I've been doing this for a couple of years, but I often travel and kind of give interviews and I inspire people to not look at the bad side of stigma and disability. I think there is a lot of negative stigma in other parts of the world where people are not as aware, or maybe disabled people are not as well seen.
I think it's everywhere in the world, really.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, we've all got an opinion about how we are supposed to be
Yeah,
to look and do.
exactly.
So therefore, once we have a limb missing, they don't think we're normal. Well,
People
see,
lose
I'm
their
even saying
minds.
we. People think that it's not normal. It's okay. It's not normal, but it is a possibility that we are thinking normally. We
Yes.
can do the normal things.
Yes, exactly.
You know?
And I think this is why, like, this is my mission to change that negative mindset of physical disability means like mental, which means that you're basically struck off. You don't have a life. You don't
Dismissed.
date. You don't go out. You don't go clubbing. You don't get
Dismissed.
drunk. You don't do anything. Like, it's like, I get really confused when people ask me, oh, how do I write? Or do I go out? Do I have a boyfriend? Because I'm like, hold on, do you not think I live? Like, I live my normal life because I see myself as a normal person because of the way I was raised. But people would often ask you questions based on their own internal perception
Absolutely.
of you. So they've already decided, but they need you to confirm that what they've already thought of you. You know?
And what is
so-
the truth is completely different from what they've decided.
Completely. But they don't have, people only see from their level of perspective.
Yes, and it's not their fault really because they haven't been exposed to
That's right.
what you bring, and which is why it's important what you do because you are then bringing awareness to people.
Yeah, exactly.
Which also brings me to a very important part of anybody's life, which is love. So, what do you think about that? What do you hope will happen in your future?
Obviously, getting married, having kids. A lot of people assume that because you don't have limbs, you can't have children.
But
It's
you
really
can.
weird.
Yeah, I mean-
so like I always say, like, wait, what do you think happened? It's only my arms and legs that got amputated, you know.
Exactly.
So
You
yeah,
know, I cannot get over the fact that both of you have said things like, "Oh, you just don't have limbs."
That's it.
that's it. That's
That's
all
it.
it is.
It's amazing because for somebody else that is the end of the world. But
no.
you have you have changed your normal and you have accepted it and
Yeah.
thriving in it.
So instead of going that way, we can go around and get there.
Exactly.
That's
So,
amazing. I don't think you both realize how amazing you are.
It's our normal.
It's not normal.
Yeah.
You have to do what you have to do to
You
survive.
could have spiraled down and wallowed in misery, but you have chosen the other way
Yeah.
through your faith, your confidence. But that's absolutely amazing to see.
Well, every day we decide, when we get up, we decide who we're going to be today. What are we going to do? Are we going to stay in bed and bed rot and like not achieve anything, not feel good about ourselves? Or are we going to get up and like do what we've got to do? We all have to decide, you know? So I think like with me, I just automatically decide, okay, I'm going to get up and do what I've got to do. So there's no like, how do I say, there's no...
Limitations.
Like,
There's no
as well.
limitation. You
Yeah.
live. I think perhaps it's because from the beginning,
Yeah.
we've lived what they say is a normal life of getting up and doing what you have to do, going where you have to go. I didn't limit her. I didn't keep her at home. Even though, like I said, she's never home anymore.
So, Rebecca, what are your hopes for Hannah while we're still on the topic of love? Who do you think is the ideal, what kind of a person is the ideal partner for our Hannah?
As long as they love her, that's what matters.
And that's the only thing literally that matters.
They got to make sure that, because obviously it's about love, respect. Yeah, as long as it's her choice, it's not nothing to do with me. As long as they love her, I think that's what I would want for her. Because when they love you, they will treat you good.
Exactly. And that's what
They-
everybody wants,
Yeah,
you know?
it's just about love.
It is just about love. So, Hannah, I've been talking to a lot of young people, and it seems like one of the biggest problems of modern day life is finding a person you love. So, for you, with your extra abilities, do you feel extra confident about it, or do you feel limited by the perceptions other people might have? How is this in any way different for you?
No, not really. I think that I'm extra confident, like you said, because I don't have anything to hide. Either you take me as I am or not at all. And I think my mum and I are very like similar in that sense. Either you take me as it's like Marmite, you like it or you don't, you know. So it's like I don't have anything to hide. I am who I am. If you can't accept me, next. But it's true.
She went to a festival 2 weeks ago, and this young man was busy chatting her up.
Really? Hannah, are you fed up of all the boys?
And I went somewhere with her the
no
other
comment.
day once, and then Hannah was busy elsewhere, and he was asking me, "Oh, who's that lovely lady over there?" And I turned around to look at who's there. He doesn't realize he's talking to the mother, asking me who that lovely woman there is. I haven't answered him till now.
Yeah, he definitely took a wrong step that day.
I love that, I think it's very important to show this side as well, just to show that it is normal. And for you, it is because you have been in this situation and you've normalized it for yourself.
Yeah.
But it's very important for other people to also see
Absolutely.
that this is a wonderful, intelligent person to be loved and respected, just like anybody else would be. So I love that you are getting all that attention, and I'm wishing you a lot of male admiration.
No, not too much. I'll chase them away. I usually
Mom
do.
is getting like, no. Just the good ones, please.
Yeah.
Like, especially like when we travel. I remember I went to Sierra Leone in, when is it, 2020?
Something like that.
And like a whole car of guys came out to like,
He said, "We love you, sister."
yeah.
I think what it was, they saw you walk in,
Yeah.
confident, and they were inspired and thought, "Yes, we love you."
And they all came out the car, and I was like, I felt like I was being surrounded. I was like, what's going on here? Because I'm not used to, in that respect, people surrounding you saying, oh, we love you. I was a bit like overwhelmed. You know?
So I think that in your life, Hannah, there's extremes.
yeah.
And there are a lot of experiences that other people will never have. Some bad, but some exceptionally good.
Oh, yes, definitely.
So I see what you mean when you say that you are grateful, because there is a lot to be grateful for.
Yeah,
I
of
can see that
course.
very clearly now. So in all of this, Hannah, in this entire journey you've had so far, what has been your biggest lesson?
My biggest lesson is do not rush life, because I'm someone that I want to run before I can walk. And
I love that. I love that about you.
So true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had to learn to take my time with certain things. I think in some respects it's helped me because like wanting to start a business so early, so young, actually led me into my purpose. So wanting to do that kind of, wanting to be in more of a corporate life when I was in school, that really helped me. I knew what I wanted to do really early on. Something that none of my friends were doing. Everyone was busy thinking about whether they're going to study English, classics, law. So I was thinking, I want to start a business and
love
travel.
that. Yeah.
So, yeah. And I think one thing that's really helped me is to be very creative. I've had to adapt to a lot of things, of course. I know that in life, not everything can adapt to me. So I've learned to adapt to myself. So then I know that I have the range to do what I want to do. Like traveling, we've had to learn to adapt to a lot of things, like using packing cubes or like empty travel bottles just to like make things easier. So little things like that have really helped. And one thing I've learned is to be very resilient, because not everybody's going to like you. I think I've learned very early on in life that not everyone is going to be so inspired or happy that you're like living. So I think I've had to learn to be like quite resilient, because there are a few stupid people, you know, there are those trolls and stuff like that, especially on social media. So like I said, my block list is active.
It's a big list.
Yeah, very.
Rebecca, coming to you, the same question actually for you as well. This has been as much your journey as it's been Hannah's journey.
Yes.
What has been your biggest lesson in all of this? What have you learned?
Ooh.
A lot.
Patience is one.
Patience as a person, as a mother, or both?
As a person, well, both really. And I've learned that sometimes in life, the biggest thing I have learned, nobody knows tomorrow.
I agree.
Nobody on earth knows what's going to happen tomorrow.
So if you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, how do you wrap your head around the uncertainty?
Well, the thing is, like in any other situation, I personally, as a mother, would never have thought that this would happen to me. Always be prepared to change. There's always changes. You never know. Even the weather, they say it's going to rain tomorrow. It might even be sunshine. So, it's unpredictable. Life is unpredictable. We can plan, but nobody knows for sure, apart from God, really.
It's
That
true.
knows tomorrow. Nobody knows tomorrow. We do all our plannings. We're going to do that. We're going to do that. But it doesn't always go like that. And you have to accept certain times. I mean, if it's thundering and you want to go out dancing, you just think, okay, I'm not going. I'll chill out and accept the situation. Wherever it is, you accept.
And
What do you
another
think?
thing is trust your gut feeling, because if you hadn't taken me to the hospital, we wouldn't be here speaking right now. I think God gives us that kind of like that sixth sense, or like the Holy Spirit
Intuition.
moving people to do certain things. And this is where like destiny helpers come into play, and people just who will align you with your path, you know. So I feel like trusting that gut instinct.
So, Rebecca, from this incredible story that we've discussed just now, there could be a lot of women watching this, mothers, who may be in a situation where their child is struggling with something, whether it's medical or mental or emotional. You've been a rock for Hannah, and we can all see how Hannah's journey has possibly taken a different path because you were a part of her life. From that experience, do you have any advice for a mother that is struggling as a mother right now?
The only way I got to be strong is, I used to tell Hannah, every help that was available, I would say, yes, please.
Say yes to help.
Every single help from the beginning, whether it's therapy and the community, the social services, they help you, giving you somebody so you can have a rest with Hannah. Any help that was available, I would say yes to. That's what I think is help. I got every single help. In them days, there was a lot more help around than it is now.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Constant help, things are a little bit different now. But I got help. Every corner of anybody that wanted to help me, any organization, I say yes to. It's all about, I got all the help I could.
That's very useful advice, Rebecca.
That's
Thank you
it.
for that. And Hannah, coming to you, if there is somebody individually who is struggling with whatever might be happening in their life, whether it's physical or emotional, getting bullied, whatever it might be, from your experience of pretty much continuously overcoming obstacles all throughout your life, what have you learned that you could say to them as a message for them?
I would say that God makes no mistakes.
I
And
love that, Hannah. God makes no mistakes. So if something's happening to you, there's a purpose behind it.
Yes. So like with me now having meningitis, going through the experiences I've gone through, traveling, it's all led up to this moment, how I am today. So
And getting help is very important.
Yes, getting help is super important as well. And I think that the best way that, kind of like my mum as well, whenever I was feeling low, whenever I was like feeling any type of way, my community pulled me up, my cousins, my uncles,
family,
aunties,
or the professional
my
help.
dad, like all professional help. So we'll get that support community, because that would really, it changes things. You can't do it. No one's an island.
No one's an island. Rebecca, there's one more thing I wanted to ask you before we move to the conclusion. And that is, you had two children. You have two children.
Yes.
Hannah, who needs so much of your time, attention, headspace. In that situation, how do you continue to be the mother you want to be for your other child?
Ooh. Well, thankfully, he's, not thankfully, the age gap is very bit wide.
Okay, so
It's
he
about
was much
14
older.
years old.
Really?
Yes. So he was, he had me for the first 14 years of his life on his own.
And at 14, any boy would be
Exactly.
on his own, right?
Exactly.
He's got his friends. And
That's
everything.
right.
So it
That's
worked out
right.
that
So
way.
it wasn't too bad. But, and at 14, he was intelligent enough to know
That
that
Hannah needs you.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay, so that's how
That's
it worked
it.
out. So Hannah, you've led a fairly normal life, and sometimes so normal, facilitated by your mom and your family, that people around you forget that you have no limbs. And I know you've mentioned a few stories, so would you like to share something with us?
Yes. I remember I think it was in year 10, and I had like a huge sleepover because it was right before our last year, and where everyone will be too busy to see each other, everyone will be studying. So I remember two of my friends came over for the sleepover, and one of them asked me for socks, forgetting that I didn't have limbs. So obviously I don't take offense to that stuff. I find it quite funny. But I just told her, like, I can't give you that right now or ever. So, and then she clocked on, like, she realized, and she said, oh, yeah. So it's like funny things
Love
like that.
it. Yeah. everything is so normal around you that
Yeah.
friends also forget that
Yeah.
they have to be extra cautious
Yeah.
or treat you like a little gentle, fragile thing. They're
No,
just
no,
being
no.
normal with you.
Yeah,
That's right.
completely normal. So if you can imagine, like, young kids, we love like rough play. Like, I used to play fight with my brother, and we used to like rip up
Really?
the house. We'd always get in trouble, even because he was so tall and I was tiny, but we would still beat each other up.
And she
Love
would
it.
fight it.
We would fight.
It's like little and large,
Yeah,
you know.
it's like big cook, little cook. Like, it was a sight to
Seeing
be
that,
seen.
Rebecca, you would feel a little bit of reassurance, right? That
Yeah.
if Hannah can go and fight that 14-year-old, 16-year-old big boy, she'll be fine.
She would go and would kick him, and then she was, and then she would run because she run on her knees.
And she would kick him with her knees
And
and,
then
run away.
all you can hear was
And I'd be coming straight to your room. I remember.
as soon as I hear that, I shut my bedroom door quietly, let them get on with it.
I love how normal everything was, despite. I love how you've normalized and lived a very normal life. So, so Hannah, you are not just a businesswoman. You are also a fashion icon, it seems. You have walked the ramp multiple times. So, can you tell us a little bit about your experience as a model?
I've had a few like spouts of modeling.
Yeah.
I really enjoy like being in front of the camera, hence being an influencer, I guess. It's an opportunity to deliver God's message and to spread my story, and also to show people that there are no
I am
limits.
proud of myself.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
That I am proud of myself.
know, watch
There's no
me.
self-doubt. There's no like crying in the corner.
There's no
Like,
hiding.
There's no
No.
hiding.
Yes, and
That's
I'll
it.
come on the ramp with the lights on me
Yeah.
for everybody to look at.
That's
me.
Exactly.
right. Majestically.
I love
Yes.
that.
You know?
Like, I'm not an attention seeker, no, but attention for the right things, yes. Because I think it's important that what I represent as a person is spread all over the globe. I represent a lot of strength, a lot of hope, positivity. You know, that is the message that I want, and God's message too.
See, I am proud of being me.
That is it. You know.
You know, and she held her head up high.
So you've
yeah.
done 2 walks now, one
Yeah.
in Ghana
And one in London.
and one in London.
Yeah.
That's
Central London.
amazing. Thank you so much, Hannah and Rebecca, for sharing this most incredible journey from the scary hallways of the hospital to this magnificent, hopeful, prayerful life that you two have created for yourself. It tells me that if you have the right intention, faith, and resilience, you can literally move mountains. Now, Rebecca, like I've said many times, Hannah is the star, but you are the sky that holds the star. In this entire narrative, this podcast would have been incomplete without you, because you have played such a vital role in creating and helping Hannah become the woman she has become. I'm sure she has, on multiple occasions, expressed her gratitude to you, but Hannah has prepared a little surprise for you, which is that she has written a little letter to you,
Oh.
which she is going to read out for our audience, for me, but especially, obviously, for you. So I'm getting the tissues out.
Okay.
I need some
I
too.
think I'll need it.
And if, Hannah, you would read it out for Rebecca, I would love to know what you have to say to your mum.
Sure. Actually, I memorized it. So,
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
So I just want to say, like, okay, let me put it in true letter form. Dear Mum, I really appreciate you, and I don't know if you realize how much I do appreciate you. And I've realized over all my years how much of an impact you've had on my life, which has resulted in all the great experiences that I've had. But I couldn't have got there without you. And I think that I thank God that He gave you as my mum, if that makes sense.
Yes, it does.
Because I don't feel like I could have had anyone else. How do I say this? I really love you. And like after God, it's you.
I love you too. Thank you.
I'll buy lunch.
Okay, lunch is on you today then.
But yeah, it
That's
was
the
very
deal.
short, but it was from the heart. So
I know.
yeah, I just
love
want you to know
too.
how important you are. Like even like when we argue, like mother and daughters argue.
Oh, that's normal.
But that's normal.
That's normal.
I think after that, we need no more words, no conclusion. Thank you so much, Hannah and Rebecca, for joining me on this podcast.
Pleasure.
It has been eye-opening. It has widened my heart. It has given me some very important nuggets of wisdom that I will take not just as a person, but Rebecca as a mum. So thank you for doing that. This was certainly no ordinary story. This is certainly no ordinary life. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it.